Speaking of prosecutions and investigations, Representative Lamonica McIver, who is that Democrat Congress lady who insurrected at the DHS facility and was pushing cops around, and she was arrested for her misbehavior there. President Trump was just asked about this. He was asked what he feels about, is this the persecution of his political enemies? Could you imagine arresting members of the opposite party? Of course, President Trump knows a thing or two about that, having been prosecuted on 4 different fronts on totally bogus charges and having the FBI raid his home, his bedroom, all the rest of it. In this case, a random Democrat member of Congress was arrested allegedly for committing crimes, caught on tape, where she was allegedly assaulting law enforcement officers, all the sorts of things that Democrats have been making a fuss about in recent years. President Trump was asked about this, and he gave, I thought, a pitch-perfect answer in terms of the tone.
Weaponizing with the arrest of a congresswoman, Democratic congresswoman.
Oh, give me a break. Did you see her? She was out of control.
Did you address
those days are over. The days of woke. No, I didn't. The days of woke are over. That woman, I have no idea who she is. That woman was out of control. She was shoving federal agents. She was out of control. The days of that crap are over in this country. We're going to have law and order.
Mr. President, thank you very much. You campaigned.
Perfect answer. 4 words. Give me a break. Give me a break. She was out of control. The days of that are over. When President Trump was running toward the end of the campaign, many of his supporters started repeating this phrase, "Daddy's home." Daddy, we want Daddy to come home. And I didn't use that phrase. I felt it was a little much. It's kind of funny. This is the embodiment of that phrase. Because the first thing I thought, I was watching this reaction. I thought, why do I like this reaction so much? I said, because it reminds me of how I, at my absolute best fathering, how I react to my petulant toddlers. I was explaining this to my wife, sweet little Elisa, because sometimes the kids come in, they're just whining, They're most of the time very, very good, well-behaved, well-mannered little boys. But sometimes they're toddlers. And they start, Dana, why can't I do that anymore? And they start yelling, I don't know, even throwing things, whatever. And my wife, being a loving, nurturing woman, she just kind of stresses her out a little bit. You can see the stress. For me, I get happy. I get excited when I have the opportunity to correct my toddlers in this way. It does, sometimes people say it really pains me to say no to my kids. That's true a lot of the time. But when they're behaving like little brats, I get a thrill. I get a true delight out of saying no to my kids because of 2 things. 1, I know it will be good for them if I correct their behavior. So I think, what a great opportunity to give them a better life by correcting their behavior. But 2, because I know that kids are going to follow the leader. Everyone follows the leader. And so you have to set the right tone. And if the tone you set is, no, boys, come on, please stop. I'm begging you, don't. No, boys, no, you're killing me. This is terrible. I hate that I have to tell you no and take the toy away. Then they're gonna match that kind of energy, that attitude, that behavior. We talk a lot about mimetic desire on this show. Renee Girard, that we imitate one another in our behaviors and in our desires. If, on the other hand, the kid comes up to you and he says, Jade, I want to go to the thing and I want to give me another toy and I want to do that. And you lean in and you say, hey, buddy, no, we're not going to do that. No, we're not. You start tickle him a little. I don't know. No, we're not. No, but I want to. No, we're not. And you the kid eventually is going to match that energy. You say, no way, we're not doing that, Buster. And the more you whine, the less chance you're going to get it. That's what Trump is doing to the Democrats. If Trump had come out and said, well, it was a very serious issue and we're investigating it, but this Congress, I didn't want to have to arrest her, but she was, seriously, guys, come on. I mean, did you see the video? I mean, seriously, I didn't want to, but then it would be more of a federal case than it already is. But instead he goes, give me a break. We all know that woman was behaving like a crazy person, and we're not going to put up with that. You don't get to, sorry, little toddler, you don't get to scream in the restaurant, and sorry, Democrat Congress lady, you don't get to shove federal agents because you want to insurrect at a DHS facility. That's good. That's very good parenting, and That's very good national leadership. And there's actually a pretty big connection between those two things. Maybe we get confused about that because we've denigrated and neglected the role of fathers in our country in recent decades. Well, now it's a big surprise to us when you see what good fathering looks like. What did you think about that clip? I don't want to put words in your mouth. You liked it. Okay. And I think you want more of it. And the way to do that is to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time.